That's gonna be dangerous. And welcome to Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat. All right, today we have a new person, a new Team Fat Kid member. Chase is here.
What's up, guys?
Well, he's new. He's new to the podcast.
New to the podcast.
He's new to chewing the fat. All right, so what is topic?
Today is you.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we also got 2 today. What we do? So.
Yeah, we can totally knock out 2 today.
Also, y'all can do the little Skype thing and y'all just run it through.
No.
We'll talk about that at another. That's a topic for another podcast, Jason.
Heard that.
All right, so who's battery of questions? You're up.
Well, how'd you get started? What got you into food?
Okay.
I was hungry.
I needed food. No, okay, so this is actually a really good story. Like how I ended up in the industry at the age of 14. So my parents come home one day. I think it was their anniversary. They had gone out to dinner. This quaint little Italian spot in town. So my mom comes home and my mom and dad. They come home and
Hopefully together, yeah.
Yeah.
They went out together. Only one came home. Abducted in plain sight.
All right, so they're like, we got a surprise for you, and I'm thinking, holy shit, man, they got me some sweet leftovers. I'm about to crush some chicken parm or something.
They got you a job.
Yeah, they got me a job. I was 14 years old. Mind you, and I don't care if my parents listen to this, mind you, I have an older sister who hasn't worked a day in her life at this point in time. Like, she's a senior in high school.
Sounds like someone we know.
I'm in the 8th grade and got a job.
Wait, Jason, we won't hear this, but there we go. Shots fired.
You just need to do it. You don't tell us about it. You just do it.
All right.
I'll just let you know.
So I got a job. I was washing dishes at the age of 14. So that means from the time I was 14, my Friday and Saturday nights were taken up with a job all the way through high school. So imagine how awesome my life was.
No social life.
Zero. Like, and like I remember, like I would request like a Saturday off or whatever to like go hang out with my friends. My mom and dad would get pissed. Like, seriously, dude.
I'm surprised the restaurant gave it to you.
I'm 15. At that point, I was like, I'm 15. I requested a Saturday off because I didn't want to work. Like,
Trying to go see a movie.
like I couldn't play sports. Like, I joined the tennis team.
What was that?
I made the tennis team.
Lassie came out?
I could not see Jason on the chest.
No, I mean,
I can't see him playing tennis either.
Neither could I. But I mean, I was the first person on the team. But then I was like,
Shortcoming.
Sweet coach, thanks, but I got a job. Like, I can't make it. Like,
I appreciate the offer, but
I just wanted to prove that I could make a team. Anyway, so I did that for a long time. I finally got out of that, and like everyone had like those odd jobs. Like I was like a stock clerk in a grocery store and stuff like that. So I'm a produce clerk at a store that's now closed in our area. So I made it to produce clerk. Like, it was the chillest job ever. Like, the produce manager would come to me, he's like, man, you are the best PM produce clerk I ever had. And I was like, I don't know what the people did before me because I've done absolutely nothing. Like, are they undoing shit at night? Because I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm seriously walking around the store eating, like,
Grapes?
like, no, not even grapes. Because I had to make, like, gift baskets. So I had to make, like, 2 a night. So they're like, oh, you need candy. So I'm walking around the store eating Hershey's Kisses. Like, bullshitting with the stock boys, the baggers who are supposed to be mopping and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Like, so... All right, so there's this time in my life where like this date is gonna pop up several times. It's April Fool's Day. Okay, so April 1st.
I would hope it pops up several times.
In this story.
Oh, okay.
So on April Fool's Day, I start this new job. So like I'm chilling with this dude at school. He's like, dude, I got this great job. It pays basically like 50 cents more than I'm making now as a produce clerk. He's like, I don't do shit. I was like, that's cool because I don't do shit in my job either. I was like, I'll go make 50 more cents an hour to go not do shit somewhere else. So it's like, I mean, right? So like neither one mentality. Yeah, it's like it's all like, okay, so I'm gonna
save that money.
Yeah. So I go to this job. It's April Fool's Day. It's the first day. I'm like stoked. Like, we're not gonna do shit. And I hear there's free cheeseburgers. Like, so I'm in. So the very first day I walked into a hotel kitchen. It was April Fool's Day. and they're doing a banquet for like 500 people. And I don't know if you've ever been in the dish pit when you're doing a banquet for 500 people. That is not doing shit.
Yeah, that's not doing nothing.
That's like, yo, we were buried in dishes. Like, we were there till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, yo, I got
What time is the banquet?
I have no idea, dude.
Kept bringing stuff
I was
back.
17 years old. I had no clue. I was like, shit, man. Like, I thought we weren't going to do shit. April Fools. Like, I just picked the worst job ever. Like, so I did that for a couple months. And then, like, I turned 18. Like, I graduated from high school. Or I was about to graduate from high school. And, like, one day, like, the other dishwasher called out. And, like, it's like another banquet for 500 people. And I'm there by myself. And I'm looking around at these dishes. And, like, there's not a soul in the kitchen except for the sous chef. And I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. Like, fuck this. Like, it's like, no one can do this by themselves. Like, I'm talking, like, racks and racks and racks of dishes, like, stacked to the ceiling. Like, I'm 5'4", and these dishes are, like, 8 feet in the air. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm not doing this. I'm leaving. Like, I don't care about this job enough to do this crap.
You can have your job back.
So she's like, hold on a second. Like, she's like, go downstairs and take a break. I'm going to call chef. So, and I refer to him as chef because he is the very first chef I ever worked for. So he comes to me, like, in the middle of the night, comes up there and he's like sitting downstairs in the basement. He's like, so what's up? And I was like, look, man, hey, like, I'm about to graduate high school, and have you seen the amount of fucking dishes in there? He's like, there's no way. Like, I'm not doing that crap. Like, I'm just gonna leave. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, leave. I was like, I honestly don't know why I'm still sitting here because I told her I was leaving like half an hour ago, but you're still paying me, so I'm just gonna sit here. And so he's like, well, do you want to cook? And I was like, does that mean I don't have to do the dishes? And he was like, well, there's still, like, as a cook, you're always going to do dishes.
Right.
I mean, shit, me and Dooley were doing dishes all weekend.
Yep.
Like, I relived my 14-year-old me this weekend. So he's like, I'll make a deal with you. He's like, you go back upstairs and, like, you give me a legit showing that you're trying to kill these dishes. And he's like, when you get here tomorrow, you'll be a cook. And I was like, what's it pay?
Let's get down to the brass tacks here.
And so he's like, it's like,
Is that 50 cent more?
No, he's like, it's not much more, but it's like $1 more. So at this point in my mind, I'm like, okay, in 6 months, I made $1.50 more an hour.
That sounds like a good plan.
I'm like, okay, I'll go. So I was there till like 4 o'clock in the morning doing dishes. I get off work, I go home. Like, I put a dent in them, but they were not done. Like, there's no way those dishes were getting done. And I remember he's just like, just make sure they have glasses and silverware for the morning. That was like one of the big things. Like, so the first thing I did when I went in there was glasses and silverware. Because if you've never used an industrial dish machine that's like a conveyor belt, like, you definitely need to change the water before you start washing glasses. So, like, I ran all the glass through first, like, through the clean-ish water. And probably wasn't anywhere near what I would do today as far as the clean water cycle. Like, when you think about 500 people worth of glasses, that's like 1,000 glasses at least. And I ran all 1,000 of them through in one run, like, on the machine, like, before I changed the water to switch. Probably didn't even switch the water to change the silverware. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, being truthful, like, 17-year-old me, 18-year-old me is not me now. Like, that's like,
I do it every 100.
So, that being said, so the next day I walk in. Okay, now, like, my buddies are still dishwashers. Like, I walk in the next day, and, like, I walk into the chef's office. I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, oh, come with me. He takes me down into the basement again, and we go into we had a locker room. Like, there was a locker room with showers and crap. Like, this is a legit hotel. And, like, so we go into, like, what we call the cage, which was basically dry storage. It had 3 walk-ins inside the dry storage area. So it's like, we go in the cage, and he's like, what size are you? And he's, like, sizing me up for whites. Like, it's my very first white chef coat. It was, like, 2 sizes too damn big. But I didn't give a shit.
Note to everyone listening. Kind of a tiny gap.
It was like, I was like $130 at that point in time, maybe, and like he had me like in an XL. Like I would have been sweet in the medium. Like, so it's like 2 sizes too big. The pants are way too long. Again, guys, I'm like 5'4".
Last
So
time was like a shower room.
He is
So-
not grown.
so like he sends me to the break room, but the locker room to change because I had a locker with like, and I threw all my dishwasher clothes because like we had a service. So I took all my dishwasher clothes, the ones that weren't dirty, I hung up on the rack, and the ones that were like anything that seemed halfway dirty, I didn't care. I threw them all in the hamper. And so now like I have like one chef goat because he's got to get me sized by the uniform company. So I go back upstairs, and like all the cooks, you know, they're gonna make fun of you. All the cooks are like, oh, look at this big motherfucker walking in and out, like, you know, like, so, and then like I look over at Dish, and like all my friends are just over there fucking shaking their head, pissed off because I was the first one to get promoted. And so my very first day in pantry, like I'm in there, like I'm learning how to make clubs and do desserts and crap like that. I'm doing well. About a week into the job, chef's like, okay, what I need you to do, he's like, you're doing good over here. He's like, you can handle the cold stuff. You can make a salad. Good for you. But like, he's like, I need you to go over here and like, you know, work with this guy on the line and start learning the hot side. So like, you know, when you're not doing stuff over here, you can go over here and help him. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I'm going over there. I've done that for like 3 days. Okay. So I go into work one day, and homeboy falls down and has a seizure on the line. Like he's having a seizure. And like it's me, him, and Chef. And so we're standing there, and he's like convulsing on the floor, and he's like, oh shit, Chef, don't fire me, man. He's like, I got some bad shit. And like, so Chef,
I got some bad. Like, so hold on. Like,
right, he's ODing on the line. I'm 18, maybe. I'm not even 18 yet. I'm standing on the line. This dude is ODing on the floor. And he's like, don't fire me, Chef. Don't fire. So Chef reaches over, and we had like a phone on the line. So he picks up the phone and dials 911. And he looks down at the dude, and he's like, you are so fucking fired. And he's like, yes, I need an ambulance. So the ambulance comes in. Like, this is all like, we should be prepping right now to open up the restaurant.
Oh, you're just sitting there watching.
Yeah, I'm just watching. Like, I'm like freaking out. Like, I'm still in high school, freaking out. And like, this dude's ODing on the line. They come in like with the gurney. They hoist his ass up. Never saw him again. Like, they took him out the back, like out the elevator. They had to take him down an elevator to get him out of the building. And I was just like, what the hell? And Chef looks at me, and he's like, I hope you learned a lot in those last 3 days, because it's me and you tonight. So me and Chef worked the line. Like I learned more, I think, that night than I did in like the 3 months or whatever time frame. Like, and he's also doing prep for a banquet that's happening. Like, this dude was a machine. Like, he still to this day, I think one of the greatest chefs I ever worked with. Maybe I'm biased because like he was the first one I worked for, and I helped him open his own restaurant down the road, and like we did a lot of things together, and like we became really good friends, like, you know, like a chef and a sous chef would, like when you work for years together. And like anywhere he went, like within like 6 weeks, I was getting a phone call like, all right, Jay, like it's time for you to come. Like we gotta make some moves. He's like, so wherever he went, I was sous chef coming behind him. And I met a lot of great people working with him because he was so known in this area at the time. Like, and now it's funny because where we're working now, where I'm the food and beverage director, is where he came up when he had his very first line cook job. He came from Dish in the hotel that I'm working in now. And now I'm the food and beverage director where he started his career. So it's like all came like full. And like I worked under some other chefs. I mean, I won't use their names. Some of them were really great teachers and couldn't execute. Some of them were great executors but couldn't teach. So you had to kind of learn their style, like without them teaching you their style.
Just watch. I hope you're a visual learner.
Or there's like the chefs who let you do your own style, and they will they'll critique you and continuously teach you, which I find is a much better chef to work for. I mean, granted, when you're in the weeds and you need his help, he's not much help.
Yeah, but
Chef,
no, say on like a slower night and you have an issue and you can just jump right over and be like, hey, is this correct? Hey,
but for the most part, when I went to work for those chefs, I had a solid
this way
background.
wrong, but this is easier. You're doing it right, but this is an easier way to do it. And I learned that this is a little bit faster as well.
Well, like one of the chefs I worked for was a professor for Johnson and Wales for a long time. Or is that what they call them, professors? I don't know, like a chef at Johnson and Wales. He was like a teacher for Johnson and Wales when they had one in this area where CIB is now. He worked there. He worked at the one. I think there's one in New Jersey. That was like the better one.
We're talking CIA or
no. Johnson and
Wales. It wouldn't.
Talking food,
not CIV.
So
food, not
so he was a great instructor.
I
was kidding.
He was a great instructor, and I learned I think more from him than anyone outside of like your basics, like when I refer to chef, remember everyone I'm talking about, the first guy. He ran me through the mother sauces, and he taught me the most, I think, in the short. Well, not actually. I was with him for a long time. I'm talking years. I was with him for like 4 or 5 years.
So I just want to get this straight though. Like, is it the chaos that kept you in the business? Because I mean, like, all right, you're a dishwasher. Things went horribly wrong. I'm
honestly, okay.
Then you were a line cook, and things went horribly wrong.
Yes.
And so is it the chaos that kept you in the business?
Okay, so chef, like, all right, so let me back up a little bit because like when chef left the first hotel, like before I ever moved around with him, they were talking about the same chef that picked up the crackhead on the floor. So he went and he moved to Atlanta. He got this sweet job in Atlanta, and he was like, "Look, man," he's like, "give me like 2 months, and I'll call you if you want to move to Atlanta. Let's do this." And I was like, "I'm down." But then like the hotel, something happened in the hotel. I can't remember now, but like crap was spinning out of control in my personal life, like where I became homeless, and like I'm living on my buddy's couch, who is now also a cook in the same hotel because he finally moved up from dish. So like we're still like we're working together on the line, and now I'm living on his mom's couch. And I was like, oh, that shit's going real south. Like I'm not making enough money to do this. Like you think you're an adult at 18, but you're not. So by 19, I was in the Army. I was like, man, I gotta, like, I'm living, like, I went to the recruiter. I'll never forget this. Like, I went to the recruiter, and he's like, how fast do you want to leave? I'm like, dude, I'm homeless. Like,
now.
Like, he's like, well, it usually takes about 30 days. I'm like, okay, 30 days is good. Like, let's do this. Like, let's get me off the couch. Like, it's 3 meals in a cot, right? Like, 3 hots in a cot. I'm there. Like, let's do this. So I went to the Army. When I came out of the Army, which the whole Army, like, it's a whole nother podcast. But so I met some of the best people that you'll ever meet in the Army, and we're still friends today. But so I get out of the Army, and like I'm like, okay, now I need a job. And I was not a cook in the Army. Hindsight, that probably would have been really fucking smart. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
nailed that one.
What's in the Army? Oh, I cooked for an entire ship.
Yeah, but like,
well, I guess we'd be a ship, but yeah.
But so like, so then I come out, and so chef had moved back to the area from Atlanta. So this is like 4 years down the road. So I was like, hey, chef, I need a job. And he was like, I came in like a crackhead, I guess. Hey, chef, I need a job. Like, I just got out of the Army. And he was like, I don't know, man. He's like, last time you worked for me, you were like this punk-ass teenager who all you did was surf all day and come to work smelling like salt water and go take a shower. You surf? Dude, like every day.
Didn't know that.
Separate podcasts. I didn't know that shit either.
So, yeah, dude, I surfed like every day for like years. Anyway, so like I come back and I'm working for chef again, and like I'm like in the prep atmosphere, which I don't know if anyone knows anything about me. The one thing you should know about me, the thing I hate the most about the restaurant industry is prep.
That's what dueling's for.
I despise prep. I mean, yes, I'll do it when I got to do it, but I don't want to do it. So he hires me back, and like very first day I was like 2 hours late. He's like, come the fuck on, man. And I was like, dude, I got this. Like, I just need a couple weeks because I'm sleeping on somebody's floor again. Like, now I'm out of the Army. Now I'm sleeping on somebody's floor. I'm homeless again. Like, so it's like, this is like a vicious circle. Like, oh, and by the way, back to the April Fool's Day. That's the day I joined the Army and the day I got out. So,
and the day you quit your first job.
Yes. So, like, all right, so now we are back in, like, he's like, all right, dude, he's like, I'm doing well. And like, we're starting to be cool again. And he's like, check it out, man. He's like, he's like, if there's one thing that, like, he's like, I consider us friends now. He's like, if there was one thing that I did for you that I should have never done, he's like, I never should have hired you. And I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? He's like, dude, because he's like, you're stuck now. I was like, what do you mean I'm stuck? He's like, you're in this industry. He's like, you're
in it
never,
for life. You're in it for life.
never getting out. He's like, the best thing I could have ever did for you was not hire you. And I was like,
The second time?
Yeah, the second time. And so I was like, well, crap. And then we went on and opened his restaurant and like helped his wife's restaurant. And like we went through all these things. Like I went through all these things with him. Like, I mean, like we would be always off on the same days for some reason, or at least one day a week. And we'd be out riding jet skis and all this. Dude had like a $250,000 house or a $500,000 home, like with a boat lift in the back with jet skis and a Bayliner that we would be wakeboarding off the back.
What did his wife do?
She owned a restaurant too. Like
okay.
So
yeah.
he owned a restaurant. She owned a restaurant.
I don't know too many chefs that have a house like that.
She had a restaurant. They had a restaurant together, and he was still working in a hotel. Like he was like,
so they had some income.
Yeah, they had plenty of income. Like I remember he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm gonna trade in this Cherokee, and I'm gonna get a Wrangler. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Then he was like, yeah, well, I was there. We went ahead and both got like new cars. We both got brand new Jeeps. Who the hell?
Fuck you.
Goes to the dealership and buys 2 brand new cars. Like so.
At the same time.
At the same damn
time.
So
I wanted it in blue and in red.
That's pretty much how my career started in the culinary field. And I hope that I didn't eat up, like, how much time was that?
15, 20 minutes?
21 minutes.
Yeah.
Got 30 minutes left.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, I mean, so yeah,
This is your episode, right? Yeah.
That's how I started. And then, like, I've got some, like, back in podcast 1, I really wanted to bring this up because I thought about it the other day. And, like, we were talking about
something.
something.
Always segue back to things.
Yeah. We were talking about, so now you got to go back and listen to
podcast 1, right?
Exactly. So, because, like, we were talking about something about a model or something like that, me and Billy, and I was like, oh, remind me of that because I got a really great story.
I like how you're looking at me. I wasn't even here.
Me neither.
All right, so check it out. So, like, I get my very first executive chef job. This is actually where I met my wife, the producer. So we're there, and he's now a good friend of mine, but he was like, he's Russian. And so, like, he's Ukrainian. If he listens to this, I'm sorry, he's Ukrainian. So,
you're getting murdered.
Yeah,
I'm
getting a text later.
No, you're getting a mail.
Yeah.
Look.
So no, this is a great story. This is a great story.
I've been just coming for you. I don't even know.
So he was a dishwasher. Like he had very broken English. He was very deeply spoken, like almost like real tall, skinny dude, right? And
you expected something like this? You get something like this?
Yeah, he's tall, like
this.
Yeah, he was, and his voice carried like for like a mile. Like so, one day he's like, I've never talked to him before. Like, I don't even know who hired him because I'm the executive chef, and I've never had like a conversation with him.
He's talking about the mob got him in there.
so like one day he's out back, he's like sitting there smoking, and like walk out back, and I'm smoking a cigarette with him. I'm like, hey man, like, I'm Jason, I'm the executive chef. He's like, hey, so and so, I am. I'm the dishwasher. Like, yeah,
I got that. Yeah, I see you washing dishes.
I'm like, so like, what's your ambition, man? Like, what? Like, he's still in high school, you know. And I was like, so what's your goals, man? Like, what do you want to do? And like, he started talking. He's like, I really want to be a model. And I'm like, a what? A model.
A model.
And I was like, okay. Like,
good talk.
So for a second, so it takes me like, and this like, he'll back this story up. It took me like 2 seconds. Like, it's the should you say it or not say it? It's like, so there's a 2-second pause in between the whole thing, and I was like, fuck it, like, you're gonna be one broke son of a bitch. Like, and he was like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. And like that's how our relationship started, and like we're still good friends. Like I may not have talked to him for 6 months, but he'll call me and we'll bullshit and we'll have a great fucking conversation and laugh it out and all that. But he actually did move to New York.
Is he a model?
And he became a model.
No shit.
No bullshit.
All right, hold on though.
What
Kind of a model? Like, is he a hand model?
Like a designer. Like he like like I called him one day and he's like, man, he's like,
it's a hand model.
He's like, I've been real busy. It's model. It's Fashion Week in New York. He's like, I got like 6 shows to walk down the damn runway, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You made it. I mean, he's not a model anymore, but he did make it, and he did walk the runway in New York for like 6 shows during, like, I guess that's making it. I don't know the model world. Like,
I mean, I would say that's making it.
I mean, yeah.
You walk the roadway in New York.
Yeah, y'all made a minute and a half, 2-minute skit on Food Network or Hampton Road Show.
Oh yeah, they have the roadshow. Yeah,
Y'all made it.
yeah.
We famous.
We
Like-
finally made it. We were on the Hampton Road Show on local TV only. But it doesn't matter.
You can
No
find it
big
on
deal.
YouTube.
I'm on TV.
I was on TV.
No, so I mean that's basically my story. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure as this podcast continues throughout
We will get
the
more and
episodes,
more random.
we'll get more and more into like all of us. I mean, I think like we just jump in real fast and give everybody like a quick upfront about who we are. So we do have some sort of background. We're not just making Team Fat Kid videos winging it. You know what I mean? Like well, I mean, okay.
We wing a lot of
We
stuff.
do wing a lot of stuff.
What are we doing today? We shoot like Shaq.
So that's me.
Yeah. So
Quattro.
moving
Cinco.
on. What do you still like about the business? Because obviously you're still in it, as we all are.
Yeah. What I still like about it is I like that, like 90% of the time, like when you walk into work, it is a completely different day.
Oh,
Like
all the time.
everything, especially like in the line of business I'm in now with Dooley, like every day we walk in, it's the segues. Anyway, it's
Hey, you just gotta let it
like
happen.
we're like this week, for instance, like what 1,300 people we're gonna cook for this week, just in banquet. That's not counting the restaurant and the bar and all that good stuff.
I still want to know it last week how much we pulled on that.
I mean, I won't know until I go to work tomorrow. I'll actually pull numbers. But,
Yeah, I like the whole like everybody in a restaurant's like a fucking family. You get to
Yeah.
work and it's
The camaraderie.
like, all right, I'm not gonna lie. I had an interview a while back, and literally one of the
The
questions
brother and
was,
spatulas.
what kind of not atmosphere, culture do you want to have in your restaurant? And it was like, I asked the question, do you mean with the staff or with the guests? And the reply was, it should be the same. I completely fucking disagree with that.
absolutely.
Because I feel like, yeah, I want a family atmosphere all around. If I'm a regular, I want you to come in and I want you to know my name, but at the same time, like, if you're my cook or my chef or my server, like, I want to be able to be like, you're a fucking asshole. And I want you to have some shit to say back to me. If I said that to a customer, probably wouldn't go so well. So, like, I look at it as, yeah, it's both family, but, like, customers are, like, extended family. Like, you see them on holidays or
Yeah.
you talk to them from time to time. Like, they're, like, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles. Like, you say what's up, and yeah, you're cool, I love you. But, like, your close family, your brothers and sisters are the people you work with every day. So if you walk in and say, hey, fuck you, you're not going to be, like, offended. It's like, yeah, fuck you too, bro.
But you're the one who chokes on water.
I mean, like, so I feel like that's I love the fact that it's family, but I definitely don't feel like the culture is the same in both guest and staff relations.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I think like the staff should be able to have a thick skin and take a lot more.
Well, I don't know if that should.
I mean, if you're
but
working in a
we
restaurant,
definitely
you're
do.
If you've been in this
You
industry,
should
okay,
have.
not
I don't
like
say you're supposed to, but you should.
not
have
your
thicker
hostess.
skin.
It's her first day.
If you don't,
You know what I mean?
I would
Like,
say if you don't, it won't build.
yeah, I mean, like, if you're in that industry, if you're in this industry for any length of time,
You
Like,
should have a thick skin.
Shit, working at
I'm not
a
gonna
restaurant
lie,
we
I
all
do
worked
feel
at.
bad for some of the chicks
like-
sometimes. Like, there's some shit that I've heard been said that I'm just like, whoa, hold up, like, chill. But I mean,
yeah, if you make Chase blush,
they get through it. They get through it, and it's just like, okay, well, I mean, if you can deal with it, then you can deal with it. But there's some, I mean, I've seen people cry over it. I've seen people run away. Like, there's some people that cannot take some shit.
I think we all have.
And at the end of the night, it's all in a joking matter. I mean, we're all just trying to get shit done.
Yeah,
shit gets said.
in
shit
the
gets
heat of
thrown
the-
out
breakdown
there.
in
and
the
a
heat
rush.
of the
There's
moment.
a difference between
No,
a breakdown and a rush and what he's talking about.
True.
Which is like,
But I'm not
I'll
talking
see
about
what he's
that.
talking about.
oh,
But
alright.
it kind of goes in the boat sense.
I've
too.
never had anyone look at me and be like, you fucking suck.
I wasn't saying that to that
Happens.
extreme.
it's your job.
But
Can you give me a fucking salad?
It definitely does
Tim
happen
sour
over
tosser you.
an extreme amount of time.
Okay, remember Alex's story about being on prep,
Oh,
on
yeah.
pantry,
No,
and
no,
having
yeah.
a full milk.
I just need a
meltdown.
minute.
Well, I
just need a minute.
I was trying to think of I was trying to come up with a story where I had a meltdown, and like I don't think I've ever had like a full on meltdown outside of the time I was in dish. And I was like, yeah,
I'm done.
I'm not-
That's not a meltdown. Though.
I'm
That's
not
like
doing
a,
this.
No, I'm not doing it.
That's
I'm not doing
a
it.
fuck this job.
I think the only time, and Melissa, you probably remember this, even though you're not on the podcast or anything right now.
The producer.
Anyway, the producer, yes, we're not shouting names. Sorry, I didn't know we were doing that.
When you walked out.
Producer.
Names are confidential. Like,
No, not that. Not
Oh,
that.
the other
Different
time.
time. Different time.
For those
But,
of you who couldn't hear it,
Cole-
she's not
Cole
like
and
the
Tyler.
time you walked out.
The Cole and Tyler incident at Raw Bar.
no names, bro.
I know, he keeps dropping them.
Back it up.
Luckily, there's no last names.
there's no backing up on this.
We're in it now.
Damn.
So Cole and Tyler, it's already out there.
Trying to just say a story, but
Yeah, you can't use their names. So
Why do you
I
think we
use-
went with Chef?
Alright, so-
and other chefs?
alright, so me and Barback and Bartender, we got into some shit, and I was the other Barback. Now it's just like throwing me all off. Like, sorry guys.
Wow, a good story,
I
Chief.
know, right?
Great story.
That's the best part about this.
Once I'm able to upload the pig noise, just I'll be like, king, 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 king.
Okay, so like going back to like the meltdown, like I had like a mental breakdown, I guess, where it's like where you can't read tickets anymore.
I can't
Yeah.
even see.
So like working in a place that I know you worked at, Alex. I'm pretty sure Julie did a little time there, where like it's burger night in a busy spot. It's a super busy spot. And like when you're on burger night in a spot that busy, like where you're going through like I don't know, probably close to 100 pounds of burgers.
When your grill is full and
Yeah.
you're still coming in and somebody orders a quesadilla.
Yeah, that kind of story. But like I've been calling burgers for so long, like I started like losing my voice and my head hurt. Like I couldn't read anymore, and like I had no idea. So I had to look at the grill cook, and I was like, "Look, man, like, can you call tickets for a little bit?" I was like, "Let's switch spots." I was like, "Right now, I know we're right here. I know that we're on this ticket." I was like, "Is there any way like we could switch spots for like 30 minutes? Because like I need that moment, like when you like you've been thinking so much, like I need this." I'm not saying like grill is an easy job, but
It has less stress on
it's
your
like
brain.
I can cook meats. Like it's like I need somebody else to tell me what temperature they need the meat at and what like cheese this said burger and toppings it needs on it. And like let me just cook meats for like half an hour and like refocus. Like
Yeah.
because at that point I was running like the flat top which was covered in buns. And of course, like what Alex said, like someone comes in and
That
orders a
one
quesadilla, and like shit, now I got to clear room on a flat top that's covered in buns to make a quesadilla, or like somebody orders like a pasta because I'm also working saute, like because it's burger night, man. We don't need this many people. Everybody comes in, they're ordering burgers, like it's half off burgers. Like, it's like-
So you had that backup. Like you could look at him and be like, "Hey, can you switch with me?" My story, like there was no backup.
and we all know the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, Chase. May
Chase knows him too.
Okay,
But
either way, we'll get into that later. But like, you at least had somebody you could be like, "Hey, can you switch with me?" For me, it was just like, "Well, fuck." It was like you with the dishes. I just didn't walk out. It was I can't. Like I don't even know where to begin. I can't reach the top plate. I can't even. My tickets are
Oh,
down
that's-
there. Like it's
in
like
the
the
same
abyss of
all right,
tickets.
You've been there in the same place. Let's talk about the plates.
Okay, let's talk
They're
about it.
stacked up on top of the line.
Oh, plates. Do not place the plates.
Plates.
Well,
I
those,
couldn't reach the damn plates.
I need a button up. I can't reach it.
So either the guy who was working saute, the really tall, skinny dude, or the guy working grill. I'm like, yo, man, somebody give me a stack of plates. Like they would pull that, they would all laugh and bring me down a stack so that I could continue to plate.
Well, I'm assuming you probably had the same dishwasher I did, who was like 6'4".
Yeah.
Like tall, skinny white dude. And I'm with you because I mean he put him up to where I couldn't reach him. Like I'm not much taller than you. I'm a little bit taller than you, but like you're reaching for plates and you're like jumping at that point. Like I'm gonna bring a whole stack down. Like we're just gonna lose all the food because there's gonna be shards of plate in everything if I keep going.
Yeah.
I know, right? Delicious. I love plate.
Who doesn't love plate?
Alex.
Okay, this is to segue to another topic. This is a good topic. All right, we got 10 minutes to discuss it, and we might have to carry this over to the next one. But kitchen injuries.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Hey, let me tell you about my 4 or 5.
Like I've had some doozies. Like so.
I got a pretty solid.
All right, so where do we start? Who wants to go first?
I know we got 2.5 minutes apiece, so
I mean,
you brought it up. You started.
I've had a couple tough ones, like some in the kitchen, like we'll call them restaurant injuries because some of them happened outside of the kitchen. Like speaking of plates, what made me think about the whole restaurant industry is like plates. Like I've had a plate go into my finger, like because like we had the warmer was underneath the line, so like all the plates were stacked underneath because the heating elements from the hot well kept the plates hot. So I went to pull a plate out and I misjudged it and caught the lip of the line, and the shard went into my finger, and like we're slammed. And it always happens like at your busiest moment. And the GM, who actually is the one I work for now again, was standing there, and I'm like it's in my finger, like, and I'm just like and I'm like grab another plate, like.
With the other hand.
With the other hand,
You can't see what he's doing, but there's a separate hand involved.
You put one hand behind your back and you grab the other plate, and then you continue to plate, and like she was like, "You need to go take care of that." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But all right, that ticket's sold. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go clean this up, and I'll be right back."
I'm gonna go get a finger condom and like 8 bandages and probably some duct tape. I'll be back.
I had another one where like I was in the front of the house like with a guest, and so. We're slammed again. What? It always happens that way. And like I'm trying to clear a table, and this is early in the morning. Like same GM, she wasn't there. So like I go to pick up a glass off the table, and I pick it up like by the lip around the edge of the glass. I know you guys can't see that, but I'm mimicking picking it up, and like it slips out of my hand. And it drops to the table, so it lands like on the base, but it decided that the top of the glass just didn't want to be together anymore. So it was like a shard, and it went like straight into my palm, like, and like so I pick up the glass and I move it around, and of course I thought I was smooth, and the guests didn't see it. So like I walk behind the bar and like put the glass down and like I'm running my hand under the water, and I was like, "You guys just have a seat. I'll be there in a minute." He's like, "Yeah, you should probably take care of that." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
It's all good."
And like that time I had to actually go. I had to actually go to the hospital because the GM was worried that there was a shard of glass.
I was gonna say glass is the hardest thing because it's clear.
There was a shard of glass in my hand, and so I mean, I don't think there was, but then they gave you this crappy like butterfly suture to keep the palm of your hand closed, and I don't know if you guys have ever had one of those, but
when you're on light duty,
wash your hands one time.
That thing pops open. Like, yeah, I mean, like I've been stocking dishes, and you put them up on the top rack. I've had a plate come down, it broke on the way down the rack, and literally I was wearing shorts, which is a horrible idea in any kitchen. I was wearing shorts, and it literally shattered on the way down, and I had shards in my arm and in my leg. Just, like, from the plate, just shard. And I mean, like, it wasn't just, like, one. It was, like...
Just the force of it breaking.
Yeah, like, and no, it didn't come back. Like, it was on the top. So, like, let's call the top rack, like, 6 feet. Like, I put, like, a stack of plates up there, and the top one came down. And just the top one broke and shattered into, like, a million tiny pieces. And I just had, like, blood trickling down my arm and my leg from shatters in my skin. The best restaurant industry I've ever seen, was actually from
restaurant injury.
I got excited. I'm sorry.
I've seen some great ones.
I've seen some restaurant industries. Let me tell you, some restaurant injuries.
I was really hoping you were going to bring this one up too.
Oh yeah. So it was actually from a chef, and I'm not going to specify what chef, what restaurant, anything, because the story's kind of gross, but freaking awesome if you are in the industry. So I had a chef who slam busy night, and I mean slam busy, was on the line, and in the middle of cutting up, I want to say it was like a tuna. I'm not even 100% sure at this point. I don't remember. I just remember the act after. But he was cutting something to plate while screaming for tickets. and he manages to basically cut the tip of his thumb off. And
I've seen that one.
like, I mean, just the full tip, not like, oh, I cut into my fingernail. Like, cut
Not
the tip
just
of
the
his
tip.
thumb off. No. So he cuts
full
the tip of his thumb off, and without missing a beat, continues calling tickets. Turns around, slams his thumb on the flat top, and sears it. Like, he stopped the bleeding immediately, but did not stop calling tickets. Like, he is still calling tickets.
Question: did he clean the flat top after that?
Oh, the flat top got cleaned. The flat top got cleaned. However, it was the most gangster thing I've ever seen in the kitchen. Like, he was still going. He literally told the server while he's calling tickets, like, I need 3 burgers. 2 of them are barbecue burgers, blah, 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 blah. And he turns around and he's like, I need a bag of ice. Continued going. Like, didn't even skip a beat, continued going, and basically was like, he called all the tickets, sold probably 3 or 4 more plates, again, like one hand at his side, like just, I'm one handing the fuck out of this shit, and continued going through quite a bit while the server brought a bag of ice. He put his fingertip in the bag of the ice, and then literally was like, I'm going to the hospital. Gangsterest thing I've ever seen, though. Like, he didn't even stop. He was just like, slice. I need these burgers. Like, you would think someone would scream or be like, I need to fucking go. No, just onto the flat top, seared the fuck out of it. I don't imagine he has, like, feeling in his thumb anymore. Like,
I mean, I've had my thumb cauterized.
They reattached it.
I've had my thumb cauterized.
I can't imagine that you've got feeling in the end of it anymore. I don't talk
What
to
did
him
that
anymore, obviously.
smell like?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean-
Any injury like that, feeling is super hard to get back, and if you do have it back, that shit it causes so much more pain.
Well, I hope that he didn't get it back then. But either way, like that was gangster.
Like,
Real quick,
He didn't
like
miss
we're
a
gonna
beat.
have to pick
Continue
this up.
this?
We're gonna have to pick this up on the next podcast, which is gonna come to you very shortly because we only have like 3 minutes left.
Yep.
Again, we want to thank everyone who supports us, and because we love doing this, and as long as you guys keep supporting us and listening to podcasts and watching Team Fat Kid videos and whatnot, like we'll keep
Check out that meat cake.
Yeah, always check out the meat cake for Team Fat Kid's birthday was pretty epic, which I found out that we missed it by 1 month. We were supposed to do it in January.
That's what I thought. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, so we missed that by a month. So next year, we know it's January 28th is Team Fat Kid's actual birthday on social media. So
Because we don't do crazy stuff at
yeah, because it's all about being Team Fat Kid. And, like when we say again, like something was brought to our attention today. When we say Team Fat Kid, that's Fat Kid is an enduring.
Endearing.
Thank
Not
you.
enduring. Enduring is last thing. I mean, hopefully it's enduring.
It's enduring and endearing. Like, because we know everybody's got a cheat day. We just do cheat day every day. It's like-
We just love food. That's
and again, like anyone listening, like if you got to hook up at Clorox or something, like let them know.
Clorox or Monster. Give us a shout out, bro.
Clorox Monsters,
Miller Lite, Svedka, Rain.
some of the Megaritas,
If you can see this table, you guys would be impressed. All right, so we'll be back in a little bit with another podcast because it only allows 45 minutes.
At a time. Yep.
So thanks for listening. We'll
Team
talk
back
to you.
it out.
Thank you.
So what is it? 45 minutes a day?